Welcome back. This is chapter 3rd, The Selfish Giant, and today I'm going to explain passage number 5 to you. So here we go. So he crept downstairs and opened the front door quite softly and went out into the garden. Okay, so as the giant found this small boy, a small child there at the far end of the garden, and was unable to climb the tree or the branch that hung very low. So the giant took pity on the child, small child, and crept downwards. And he moved downwards slowly and carefully and opened the front door quite softly. And then, as he reached downstairs, as he came downstairs, he went to the door, opened it quietly and softly, and went out into the garden. As the door was now open, he now moved into the garden. But when the children saw him, they were so frightened that they all ran away, and the garden became winter again. Okay, so he now started to move into the garden, and here the children playing there, they found the giant coming, approaching, and they ran away from there, being frightened, being scared of the giant. They ran away from the garden, that is, they left the garden and went out of it. And as the children moved out of the garden, as the children left the garden, and with them only the spring season or the season also left, the pleasant season also left the garden, that is the spring only, and it was winter again, that is, winter returned to the garden with the leaving of the children, or with the going away of the children from there. Only the little boy did not run, for his eyes were so full of tears that he did not see the giant coming. Okay, so all the children left the garden, they moved out of the garden, but only this small child did not run, because his eyes were full of tears and he could not see the giant approaching, the giant coming. And the giant stole up behind him and took him gently in his hands and put him up into the tree. And the giant this time moved very quietly, stole up, that is, moved quietly behind him, because he realized that if he could know, if he would come to know of his presence, then he too would run away from there, go away from there. So he moved very silently and quietly and walked up behind the child, or say he went up to the child there, and then he took him gently in his hands. Then he picked up the small child in his hands and put him up into the tree. And next thing that he did was he put the small child up into the tree. And the tree broke at once into blossom, and the birds came and sang on it, and the little boy stretched out his two arms and plunged them round the giant's neck and kissed him. Okay, so as he put him up into the tree instantly broke into blossoms, that is, instantly there appeared the flowers. The flowers appeared there all over the tree, And the birds too returned, and they came and they sang, all sitting on the branches of the tree. And the little boy, now the little boy being happy, stretched out his two arms. He extended his two arms and flung them round the giant's neck. And then he threw his two arms round the giant's neck and kissed him. And the other children, when they saw that the giant was not wicked any longer, came running. And then when the children found that the giant was not wicked any longer, that is when they realized, when they found out that the giant was a giant, that is some change, that the some change say came over giant, or there took place a change of the heart of the giant. Those children who ran away from there, they came running. They returned to the garden, running back, and with them came the spring. And as the children returned to the garden, and with them only the spring season, the season of spring also returned. "It is your garden now, little children," said the giant, and took a great axe and knocked down the wall. Now, as he found the children playing around, as they returned, he said, he announced it now. He announced it loudly that this is your garden now. That is, this garden now belongs to you. And then taking up a great axe, that is taking up a big axe. Axe is a tool, garden tool, that is used to chop wood and all. So he took the great axe, a great axe, and knocked down the wall. And then he knocked down, pulled down the wall, broke down the wall. And when the people were going to market at 12 o'clock, they found the giant playing with the children in the most beautiful garden they had ever seen. And when people were going to the market at 12 o'clock, they found the giant playing with the children, and they also found for the first time the most beautiful garden they had ever seen, because before that they could not see the garden. So now, as they found the garden, there were blossoms, there were flowers all around. So they found the garden to be the best garden they had ever seen. So this is all for now. Thank you.